Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. Welcome to On a Mission Live. I'm Emily May, and I am so excited to be here again. Melanie is unable to join us tonight, so send her some good vibes. We miss her, but we are getting ready for a very exciting weekend ahead. We are getting ready for the Jacksonville Taco Festival with Mission Pro Wrestling. Are you excited? I am so excited. And we have a special guest tonight as well. We have Ref Layne, and I'm so excited to talk to her today because I love refs. Refs are my favorite. Referees are my favorite. And so I can't wait to chat with her. But first we have lots going on. I'm sure you have seen all of the announcements on Mission Pro Wrestling's social channels. If you haven't, subscribe, like, follow. We are all over Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe to us on YouTube if you haven't already, but you're watching our show, so hopefully you have. And we're going to have a lot more exciting content coming your way. We have a very, very busy July. So on July 17th, we're going to have Tacos and Wrestling, which we're super excited about. Hi, everyone in the chat. We have Matthew. We have Ryan. I'm so glad that this is the best part of your Tuesday. That makes me so happy. We have Steven, thank you, joining as always. I love it. Israel, we have some of our regulars. So excited to see you all. I hope everyone has been having a really good week. I know it's been busy. Lots happening. Oh, Chaos Theory podcast is here as well. So excited to have you all. I'm just making sure Elaine can join us today for our chat. Awesome. So I'm going to talk about, yes, tacos and wrestling and Mission Pro is pretty much perfection. That is true. Perfection in a nutshell right there. So I'm going to break down. We have July 17th, tacos and Mission Pro Wrestling in Jacksonville, Florida. On July 31st, we have a very, very busy day ahead of us. We have Thunder Rosa's hosting a pro wrestling seminar. So if you fit the criteria, email missionprowrestling@gmail.com and you can be in that seminar and experience wrestling and all the training and advice from Thunder Rosa herself. And there will be two very lucky individuals that will get to be a part of the show later that evening. So that's a really big deal. That's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So please take advantage of it. Email all your information and reserve your spot on July 31st. We also have a signing. Abaddon is heading our way for the first official signing on July 31st. So you don't want to miss that. And we will be at Southern Star Brewing Company. So we are not only doing tacos and wrestling this Saturday, but we're doing beer and wrestling later down the weeks in July. So it's all of these events are all here for Mission Pro Wrestling and for the fans. So you don't want to miss it. We also have a very special auction that is happening until July 31st. And it is incredible, the items that we have up there for fans and for everyone to bid on. I hope everyone has checked it out. If you have not, you are missing out. But let me tell you, everything that is on there right now, if you guys have not seen it, we have NWA ring-worn gear that was worn by Thunder Rosa herself. We have the official lights out gear from that incredible match, and so you can bid on that. And we have autographed masks by Thunder Rosa. And we're going to add more items in the coming weeks leading up to July 31st. So you don't want to miss that, because we have some bids already going on the gear. And just to let you know, all of the proceeds to this auction is going to go help bring more supplies and more equipment to Mission Pro Wrestling, so we can make the shows better and better, and we can bring these incredible shows to the fans. So all of it is going back to you guys. So we appreciate all of your support in that. We also, if you guys have not checked out our social media, we also posted a new design for a Mission Pro Wrestling shirt. It is super cool. So go check that out. You can send us pre-orders. We need to know how many fans are going to want these shirts. So send your sizes, send your quantities of how many you want, and we will start doing that work to get that shirt ready. So you don't want to miss it. And get ready for Merch Mania on July 31st, because we're going to have some amazing wrestlers there with their merch, and they totally appreciate all of the support. Yes, Abaddon merch must be so awesome. Yes, I wonder if Abaddon is ready for Merch Mania. It is going to be interesting to see what happens there. All right. I love how everyone is chatting with each other. So I'm gonna bring on. That's a lot of what's going on. But I want to bring on our special guest, because I want you all to get to know her, because she will be with us this weekend as our official referee for the weekend for the Jacksonville Taco Festival. I'm so excited to chat with her. So I want to introduce Ref Layne Rosario. Welcome.
Hi guys, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi. If I sound a little funny, I'm gonna apologize now. I had one of my wisdom tooth pulled this morning. So,
Oh my God. Are you
fun
okay?
times. Oh yeah, I'm fine now. Yeah, I rested. I was like, okay, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh my God, that is not fun. I remember I got mine taken out and I look like a chipmunk after.
Yeah, thank God. Okay, Ralph wants
Oh,
to say hi.
I have a gray kitty too. Are we gonna do this? I can find my kitty at some
Yes,
point.
yes. I am the proud mama to 7 cats.
Whoa. Okay. Whoa. So we
Not
won't get in.
not
Okay.
all separately. I rescued a mom, and she came with 5 stowaways, and I kept 4 of them because the runt passed away at 10 days old. So that's how I got 7, not separately.
Wow. I was gonna say. Okay. So this is a whole other show we're gonna do.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you about later. But I do
Uh-huh.
have a show called Pro Wrestling Pets, and I interview wrestlers and people in the industry about their animals. So I think I'm definitely gonna have to have you on there.
Yes, please. I am a proud fur baby mama.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Yeah, Ryan. So yes, Ryan, you need to remember to bring the Dino Nuggets and Sour Patch Kids. So Layne, that's an inside joke. Our fans and sponsors, they love to talk. We talk a lot about food on this show.
Okay.
You know, it's a Tuesday night, and
Yep.
we'll get to those food questions a little bit later, because they're very serious. We try to get as much fun out of this show as we can.
Okay. I love it.
So I'm so excited you're here. Melanie apologizes for not being here, but we're all busy getting ready for the Jacksonville show. So we had to kind of like divide and conquer here. But I wanted to hear from you and let us know, how did you get started in wrestling? Because I know you started as a wrestler and then you kind of
Mm-hmm.
moved and transitioned into being a referee. And so I'd love for you to share that journey with us.
Okay, so I make the joke all the time that my dad always wanted a boy. I'm his oldest. He didn't get a son, he got me. So he got the best of both worlds. A daughter he could sit there and watch wrestling with. So at the age of 5, we would sit there and watch wrestling. Like he would take me to Madison Square Garden and NASA Coliseum. So that's what started the love of it. Was that. Then I found some friends who were doing it at a wrestling school, and the rest is kind of history. I fell in love with it, and it's funny because out of all the people that I started with, like friends, I'm the only one that's still around. It's so funny.
Wow. So are you the one that everyone looks to and you're like, wow, like people wonder, like, you're still doing this? Like, you're
Yes, very much so. It happened the other day. I had spoken to somebody that I haven't spoken to in years, and they're like, wait a minute, you're still doing it? I'm like, yes. I have no plan on going anywhere anytime soon. I fell in love with this, and I'm here to stay.
That's amazing. And so has it been, so did your family like totally support this journey of yours when you first like came to them and said, I'm going to do this?
My dad, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. My mom, not so much. I've been around more than 10 years, and she still is like, don't get hurt, be careful, what are you doing? She just was not a fan. It's a funny story. I was wrestling in New Jersey, and a 6 foot tall guy, there was a spot where he had to hang me over his back with like a noose around my neck. So like it was like one of those types of spots.
Okay.
So I warned my dad. I said, hey, this is what's gonna happen. Don't freak out. Calm down. I get in the back, and my phone had 12 missed calls and about 11 missed text messages. And I'm like, how was I supposed to answer those? How was I supposed to answer those? But yeah, he was a fan from the beginning. And when I became a referee, he couldn't have been prouder. I have saved now one of his text messages he had sent to me. And I was like, look, I'm a referee now. And he goes, good, won't get hurt. I'm like, I don't know about all that. But yeah, that was one of my favorite tweets of his, text messages of his that I have saved.
Oh, that's so sweet. It's so funny that parents have different reactions, right? When you go into certain lives, professions, lines of professions.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of like injuries, because I feel like a lot of people don't understand the intricacies of being a referee, and you could get injured, right? And so, do you like as you were training to a referee and started thinking about matches and having your matches that way? Have you had crazy injuries and moments that made you a little nervous?
I do the sign of the cross. I do the sign of the cross because I'm grateful, blessed that I've never had a serious injury, never had a concussion. I'm very blessed that way. Have I been involved around crazy matches? Yes. Yes. Ones that I was just like, how am I okay after this? Like, I'm good. I can walk away from this. Cool. All right. Like I've taken moves off the top. Yeah. So I've taken crazy things, and I'm just like, okay. So my body was built up. Okay, cool.
What has been your craziest match?
I did a not hardcore, but like you can go false counts anywhere, street fight, all around the whole building. So to me, that was the craziest. And I didn't really know that I was having that type of match till the day of. I walk into the building and they're like, well, you're doing a street fight. Okay, cool.
That's fun though. That's so fun because you get to you use trash can lids and you find stuff on the alleyway and around the build. Like, that's so fun.
It was super fun. And the girl that I wrestled had done them before. So for her, it was like, okay, so this is what we're doing. Oh my God, that's days. But it was just a fun experience.
She's cranky. She's cranky right now. She keeps climbing on the sink. She's not allowed. So
Ralph is laying on my lap.
Oh, that's good. That's usually what they should do on podcasts, but sometimes they don't listen.
No.
Cats don't listen. So what has been your experience being a referee, a female referee? Because I feel like that might be a little bit different.
For me, it wasn't something originally that I had in the cards. It came to me via an opportunity. I started about September 2019, and then I got one of the biggest experiences and best times of my life where I had a WWE tryout for a referee.
I saw that.
2019. And since then, I've just been rocking and rolling with it. And my biggest goal is I'm half Latina. So like my goal is to be one of the top female referees and, show my Latina pride in no matter what company that scoops me up first, because I noticed that they may not have a lot of female referees at different companies now, but they don't have one of me. They don't have a Latina, and that's something very different, and that's something that I love and hope to bring to the table anywhere that I end up. But it's nice now to see refs like Aja and Jess and
And Jess,
Aubrey.
yeah.
Like, it's such a like bucket of different women. It's fantastic. I would just like to be add a little bit of that sazon flavor in there and be like, here I am.
Yeah. Yeah, like I have many friends that are referees, and everyone has to find their own style and kind of a way to bring themselves into the role of referee, because you're doing multiple things at the same time. You're keeping time, you're telling a story, you're kind of keeping things grounded in the ring or out of the ring in your case. So what do you think is the most difficult part of being a referee?
Like you said, it's taking on all the roles at once and being kind of sort of like a mom in the ring too, because you worry about the wrestlers getting hurt and things like that. Like I'm a true mama bear that way, and I'm like, okay, good, okay, we got the count, check, we got this, check. And you okay? Cool. If you notice, that's one thing I'm big on is I'm always big on checking on the wrestlers that I'm in the ring with, because you just never know. You really just don't never know. And the transition for me was the hardest part. I went from being, okay, so cool, I'm an in-ring competitor. I have all my moves, I have my own personality, I have my little spice. It's how to transition that spice of being a wrestler into being a referee and toning it down a little bit, but still keeping that flavor.
Yeah, that must be difficult. And you're also there to like propel the moment in the ring forward, right? You're there to make sure it happens flawlessly. And you have to, like you talked about your transition from being a wrestler to a referee. And as a wrestler, you don't, I feel like you don't have to manage as much in your head. Like, yeah, you have to, but as a referee, you have all of that going on. And so talk a little bit about how difficult that transition was in trying to find like your voice and like your presence in the ring.
It was a hard transition for me for that part, because I was so used to being this, loud and proud wrestling character. And then when you get in the ring, you have to keep that, but like also know that there's all of these moving parts, whether it's timekeeping, because a lot of the places that I do work for, I have a headset in. So it's one, who's saying what in the earpiece? Two, is anybody hurt? Three, am I emphasizing the things that I need to be emphasizing and being a part of? As well as knowing, okay, my time cues, this cue, turn my back for this, you know what I mean? Make sure I'm an integral part and quote unquote the third person in the ring if it's a singles match, with being seen but not seen at the same time.
Yeah, it's so hard. It's so different also when you do a live show for a full audience. And I know this past year and a half or so has been very different for all of us. And then doing live TV is very different as well. So you have to manage all of that. But we have a fun question from the chat. Which is harder to referee, women's wrestling or roller derby?
Well, I haven't gotten the chance to referee roller derby. I tried out for it and I loved it, but wrestling was always my number one passion. So I brought the spirit of roller derby with me over to the pro wrestling world. So hopefully one day I'll step into that arena and be a referee, even if it's just one time to say I did it. But as of right now, I would say women's wrestling is harder to ref than roller derby.
Okay. Were you a roller derby girl?
Yes, for a short time. Yes.
For a short time? Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Wrestling had my heart. So I took the spirit of roller derby with me and I brought my skates to the ring and I said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring it with me. If I can't have both, I'll bring one to the other.
I love it. Yeah, I had tried to skate as a kid and it did not work out for me. You got to try once, right? Oh, this is a fun question. If you were going to build a roller derby team using only Mission Pro talent, who would you put on your team? I could help with that if you want.
Oh, this is a good one. Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, you would be one of my picks. Just FYI.
What? Why?
I love your style and your edge. I feel like would work for that. So the other person, and most people wouldn't even know this about her. My second pick would be Genocide. For those that don't know, Genocide used to do roller derby, so I would pick the experienced one to be a part of my team. So obviously Thunder Rosa. Obviously.
Of course.
I feel like she would be like the team captain.
Yeah, she's like leading the pack. She's leading the pack there.
Yes. Holiday would be another one. Let's see. I got 2 more that I can work with.
How many are usually on a roller derby team? 8?
I would say
6?
about 7 or 8. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm trying to pick 2 more. You want to help and chime in. You can give ideas too. We can work on this together.
I'm thinking you need, so you said Holiday, Genocide, me, Thunder Rosa. Oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking on
I would pick Tesha. We all need a little psycho in our lives.
Tesha, okay. What about Ava Wild? Ava Wild is really tall, and I feel like she has long legs. I feel like she could take some people down.
She would be one of those good ones to go through the pack and like skate around everybody. She'd be a jammer for sure.
And I feel like Alex Gracia is very like petite and moves really fast, so she could like move in between everyone. Those are my suggestions.
And she'd rock a pink outfit like
exactly.
No other.
She'd rock the pink. Honest. Yeah, I know. Her and I, we need to coordinate our outfits because we're very much into pink, and so we definitely are going to do lots of glitter and for the upcoming themed pro shows. Yes, Ava would be a great jammer.
I agree.
So Steven says 15 are on the roster, 5 are on the track. So we would be here all night. We'd be here all night if we. So pretty much the whole Mission Pro roster can be on the roster, and then we'll just have to pick. We'll pick our 5 that start off the. Is it a game? What is it considered? A bout. Okay. Yes. It's a bout. See, I'm learning so much.
Yeah, it took me a while too, because it's very different terms on jammer, what the helmets are called, what goes on them. And it was a whole encyclopedia I had to learn. I was like, oh, this is cool.
That's so cool. So did you have to learn, when you were transitioning to be a referee, did you have to learn a lot of different language, like wording and kind of how to talk to a production team, and how was that?
Oh, 100%. Especially, I work for Off of the Wild Samoan down here in Florida. So there is I call him the senior referee. His name is Mark Beavis. He's taken me under his wing as like my referee dad. So when we have different signals, because if you notice that referees do a lot of like hand signals and things like that. So I had to learn that part of it. So that was the funnest part for me. It was, I got to learn like a whole new culture of, this is what you do at this time. This is how you do this. This is how you count this way. And it was just a lot of brand new things that I learned. And even, like I said, it's a whole new culture than being a pro wrestler.
Yeah, definitely. That's a lot to take in. And so you mentioned it previously earlier. So you did a tryout in 2019, the end of 2019. So talk about how that happened, how that came to be. What was that moment like for you?
Okay, so pardon me if during the story I get a little weepy-eyed. As I tell the story, you'll understand why.
Okay, that's okay.
So
I make people cry on this show.
Okay, so about 2.5 weeks before the tryout. So I only had 2.5 weeks to get ready for it. Most people have like 2 or 3 months. I had 2.5 weeks. I got an email about 7 o'clock in the morning. I opened up my email and I'm like, wait, me? Wait a minute. No. And they were like, we want to bring you in for a referee tryout. I cried. The first person I called was my dad. And I was just like, oh my God, you won't believe it. It's happening. And I called him and we just cried together on the phone. So that's how that happened. About 2 weeks later, it's funny enough, the first day of the tryout was the day that he retired from the New York City Transit.
Wow.
So this is why I'm going to tear up, because he was the last person I spoke to before I walked into the performance center. And I said to him, I'm going to make you proud of me. And he goes, shut up. You already make me proud of you. He goes, now go in there and kill it. The reason that I get teary-eyed a little bit talking about that is about a year ago, I lost my dad. So the one person that gave me like the kick in the butt, for lack of a better term, I was just like, okay, okay, so I got this because you were here with me telling me you got this. So, and honestly, that's one of the reasons that I stay a referee is because I promised him I would. And I make that promise to him that I would make him proud. And that's what the plan is and the goal is. So I went there and it was the hardest, but the most rewarding 3 days of my life. And I was even afterwards like, wow, I really can be athletic. Wow, I really am, you know, a tough little cookie over here. I shocked myself. I was like, okay, cool. I like this. Give me more.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm so sorry to hear that, but I know that
Thank you.
he is proud of you and, you're shining and you're doing amazing things and just keep doing
Thank
what you're
you.
doing because that's what you're meant to do. And I know that he would
Hmm.
be proud of you.
I
Okay.
feel that, if that makes sense. I 100% feel it.
Yeah.
Because in a funny way that I tribute him is on my hand that I count with, I wear a purple silicone ring. You know those silicone rings for active people? I wear a purple
Hmm.
one because his favorite color was purple. So I honor him every time I step in the ring by my little purple ring because I'm like, you're with me no matter what I do.
Oh, that's so sweet. That is a good way to do that. So he's always there with you in the ring.
Hmm.
He's there
Yeah.
every step of the way. That's so special. I'm so happy that you have that to remember him by. Um, so I know WWE tryouts can be very intense, and so after you had your 3 day tryout, did you have any major takeaways, or did anyone give you advice while you were there that you're taking with you as you kind of continue your journey?
It was a conversation that I had with Damian Priest, of all people, the last day of the tryout, because I have known him for years. And I literally went up to him and I was like, you know my story. You know, for me, I never thought I'd ever be at one of these. I always felt like an underdog. I didn't deserve this. I wasn't good enough. Like the negative self talk that you give yourself. Like, and I
Oh
told
yeah.
him, and I was like, afterward, right where I need to be. It was like that, and I thank WWE for that experience because that's honestly what kicked into hyperdrive the confidence and the motivation of referee Layne Rosario because I didn't have that before. And I say it all the time, and it sounds a little cliche. Is when I put on the stripes, I found myself, and it's 100% the fact. And I thank them for that because if I hadn't had that tryout and kind of prep before it, and a little bit before that, tried to make my transition, I wouldn't be really where I am today because I use it as motivation. It's like I got to the dance once. Now it's motivation to get there permanently.
Yeah, that's amazing advice to take in. Um, so I heard on previous interviews that you once you put on those stripes, right?
Mm-hmm.
You gained like a new confidence that you never
Yeah.
felt really as a wrestler. And so
Yeah.
can you talk about that? Because I feel like a lot of women might feel that as they're trying to find their confidence just in general, not even in the wrestling industry, but just in life. What's advice for people as they're trying to find their place and what they should do in life and what they want to do in life?
This is a topic I could talk about for years because I spent the majority of my childhood and like teenage years feeling so unconfident. I was bullied because I was short. I was bullied because my skin was too pale and people didn't believe that I was half Puerto Rican until they saw my mom, and that was a whole nother story. That woman is beyond tan, and you wouldn't deny that she's Puerto Rican. So, but for me, when I put on the stripes, it's like this is who Layne was meant to be. You know, the tough cookie. Like I call it down the middle. Here's the rules. It wasn't an easy journey for me. I did a lot of self talk and negative self talk, and it wasn't until, like I said, when I put the stripes on, that my personality changed. It was like I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna run with it because this is who I am. And it's not until people learn to rock their different, and I use that term a lot, rock your different, because what makes us different is what makes us special. And that's when
True.
I realized that I have to rock my confidence as a 5 foot tall, thick little kosher rican little mama. And that's what changed the game for me. It's like, hey, I'm gonna rock who I am. And once you find that who you are is worth being, known as special or different, our different is what makes us us. And by you not loving yourself, you're saying you don't like yourself. And that's not a message anybody should be telling themselves. You should love who you are, no matter your size, your color, your race, your sexual orientation. rock who you are, because nobody else is going to rock you but you.
Oh, I'm clapping.
Thank
No,
you.
it's so beautiful. Like it's so important to remember that, because I was teased and bullied as a kid too. And I feel like many of us have those memories. And so it's like overcoming those and finding yourself as an adult is so important. And so you're right. You have to embrace the differences, embrace what uniquely makes you you, because that's what makes you special. That's so, I have to like go back and rewatch that clip over and over again. I feel like everyone should. It's so important to remember. So I wanted to talk about this upcoming weekend, because you're going to be here with us, or we'll be there with you, I guess, in Jacksonville for the Taco Festival. So are you excited?
Beyond excited. I'm like, wait, they're coming to my state and I'm going to be with them? Yes, and we get tacos? Oh my God, you can't think of a better day. Tacos and wrestling? Come on.
Okay, so, I was going to ask you like some other, like who you're excited to see at the festival, but then I was going to get into food. So let's talk about who you're excited to see first, and then we can get into some food talk.
So a lot of the girls actually on the card, I know from Florida.
They're all kind
So
of in your circle, right?
I'm like, oh, my homegirls, I get to be with you guys and we get to do some fun stuff. Yes, I'm about it. And I'm excited to meet you and the rest of the Mission Pro crew from the Texas people.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Yeah, we're the Texas contingency of Mission Pro.
I'm excited for it.
We're slowly expanding. I'm sure you saw the announcements, but we're going on the road. So it's very exciting.
It's so exciting. It's so exciting that we get to be back on the road and back traveling and back entertaining the masses, because I don't know about you, but I miss that. I feed off people and I feed off people's energies. Like, it's so nice to see wrestling back in front of people, wrestling back on the road. But
yes,
it'll be nice to have the Texas contingency in Florida.
Yes, we're very excited. Melanie and I will be there. We will be very busy, but we want everyone to, if you guys are coming to the festival, come say hi to us, come find us. It's going to be a very fun, busy day. There's going to be 2 blocks of wrestling matches in the morning and then the afternoon. So check our social media for more of the details, but we're super excited.
Me too.
I know. I'm so excited to meet you in person, but I have to know, there's 2 food questions.
Okay.
1, what's your favorite taco? And we'll have to find it at the festival.
Okay. I'm basic. I like either shrimp tacos, which they should have, or chicken tacos. I don't eat a lot of red meat, but I will take some poultry and some seafood. That's fine with me.
Okay, that's good. And then we have another question that we ask all of our guests that's very important to me, very important to Melanie, important to a lot of our fans and sponsors. And so there is a debate going on whether pineapple belongs on pizzas. And so my question is, do you like a good Hawaiian pizza?
Yes. So I think pineapple belongs on pizza. I'm not a fan of ham, so I that'll go off the equation for me.
Okay.
But I can do some pineapple pizza. I grew up in New York City. They have some fine pineapple pizza.
Yes.
I can't get anybody else around me to try it with me, but this girl can house some pineapple pizza. So I'm on the pineapple on pizza team.
Okay. Well, you're on my roller derby pineapple pizza team.
Yes. Love it.
I love it so much. So how is it? So are you getting ready to, you kind of go around the Florida circuit. Do you have plans to go elsewhere now that things are kind of opening up again?
Yes. I do plan on traveling more, putting some feelers out there, going to different states. I want to branch out of Florida now that I can. It was a year of being, basically Florida based because of the pandemic, obviously. 2021, the end of 2021 and 2022, this little birdie is going to stretch her wings and do some towns and go to some states.
I love it so much. I think that's so important to experience different cities and states and countries. It's important to go all over. Do you have, once we open up fully to other countries, are you interested in going across the pond or somewhere else?
Yes, the UK is definitely on my top of my bucket list or wrestling to-do list because I love English wrestling. I love it. I can watch it all the time. NXT UK is one of my favorite shows to watch because I just love that style. Not to
Yeah.
say I don't love Japan and I wouldn't take that opportunity and grow and learn from it like a little sponge, but the UK will always have my heart as far as like the wrestling style of it, and to referee one of those matches would be amazing.
So I know that a lot of referees watch their matches back, right? Because it's important to kind of watch what you did and kind of learn from it. So what is that process like for you? Do you watch your stuff back and learn from it? And then there's someone else, other matches that you watch that you learn from?
Both. I watch back my own matches. I also send them out to get feedback from different individuals so that I know when I watch them back a second time what I'm kind of looking for to pick up. Okay, so I did that there, trying to correct that. I also do study other referees too, just to see what they do and their count cadences and how they move around the ring. So I do a little bit of both, actually a lot of bit of both. I'm a nerd when it comes to that stuff. I always want to be the best that I can, so I will watch my matches back and make sure that I know, what I look like. This way, if there's anything that needs critiquing or fixing, I can do that. I am my worst critic when it comes to things like that. Plus, I'm like a sponge, especially since I'm so new to being a referee. It's like, teach me, show me how to do this. I want to learn, I want to grow because this is where I want to be.
Yeah, it's so important and so difficult because we all are our worst critic. And so we look at like every nitty gritty thing and it can be so daunting, but it's so important to do that because again, you only get better from there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm so excited to have you at the Jacksonville Taco Festival. It's going to be so exciting. We're going to have to share some tacos, maybe have a
Yes.
drink a little bit later during a break, or when we're off the clock, we can
Yep.
enjoy time together. But I'm so excited to meet you in
Me
person.
too.
Where can people follow you on social media?
So on both Instagram and Twitter, I am at Latina Lady Ref.
Amazing. Well, thank you so
Oh,
much.
sorry, Latina Ref Lane. Sorry about that.
Latina.
This way I had to make my name.
Yeah, I
Latina
changed
Ref
it
Lane.
up.
I'm sorry. I'm on pain meds, and at the end of the day, this mouth
Oh
is
no.
starting to hurt a little bit,
I know.
and
That's
it's
why
Latina Ref Lane.
I love it. So one other question real quick. Why do you call yourself the kosher rican?
Okay, so my dad was Jewish, and my mother is
Okay.
Puerto Rican.
Okay.
So she named her kids. All five of us have the same nationalities, and she calls us her little Costa Ricans. And it's funny because I met John Leguizamo, and his kids are the same nationality as us. So when I met him, he calls his kids Jew Rican, and I said to him, no, 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 we gotta upgrade you, we gotta rebrand that. It's Kosher Rican, okay, Kosher Rican. He started laughing, and I was like, I can't take credit for it. My mom came up with it, so you can thank Angie in any further acts you do that you use her term.
I love that so much. Yeah, because I'm Jewish, so I was like, oh, I have to ask
Mm-hmm.
you who came up with that because I needed to know.
Yep. Yep. The mama of the breed.
I love it. Well, this was so much fun tonight. Thank you so much. I hope you feel better and
Thank you.
yeah, try to rest up because we have a busy, busy weekend ahead.
That's why I got it done today because I'm like, I need a couple of days because I'm not going to be anything less than 100% for Saturday. And I'm so excited to meet you too, especially after this conversation. I was like, she's my new bestie. I'm going to hug her up.
I will give you a big hug when I see you. Definitely.
Yay.
Well, thank you so much and rest
Thank
up,
you for
and
having
I'll
me.
see you on Saturday.
Yeah, same to you. And guys, if you can be there too, come see us on Saturday in Jacksonville. It'll be
Yes,
all over all of our social media, so you know where to find us.
you don't want to miss out. We will be filming it and then getting it up on YouTube or Title Mesh Network later in the week, like either the next day or like early in the week after. So if you guys can't be there live, which it's going to be wild to have a live crowd. It's going to be so much fun. You can catch it a little bit later. So, so excited for that. And thank you again so much, Layne, for coming and joining me tonight. I can't wait to see you.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Oh my goodness. Well, oh my gosh. Thank you all so much for joining On a Mission. We love Layne. She's amazing. And so again, if you guys do not subscribe to our YouTube channel, please go ahead and click that little red button. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, like our Facebook page. We have so much content coming your way. We have shows going on the road. And so our whole schedule is up on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, all of our socials, and our website. All of our tickets are on sale for July 31st in Conroe, Texas at Southern Star Brewery. You don't want to miss it. We have a full day ahead. We have Thunder Rosa's Pro Wrestling Seminar. We have the Abaddon first official signing by Mission Pro Wrestling and the show itself. You don't want to miss it. We have so much incredible things coming your way. And then August 20th in San Antonio is our Salvation Army charity show that is intergender. It's open for everyone. And so it's going to be really fun. It's for charity. And so that's really exciting as well. Tickets are on sale on the website as well. We have, again, our auction. Our auction links are up on our socials or our website. If you bid and you win the bid, all of that is going towards new materials and equipment for Mission Pro Wrestling to make our shows even better, because we're expanding, we're growing, we're going on the road, we're bringing a Mission Pro Wrestling show closer to your city, and we're slowly making our way so that we can touch every fan and make sure that we're making an impact on your lives. And we love to do what we do, so all of that is helping to support wrestling. And I also wanted to give a really huge shout out. I'm going to find this list because it is a very extensive list, but we have some incredible sponsors that have volunteered their time and have donated to help make Mission Pro Wrestling's Play Hard, Hustle Harder show happen. And I am going to try to list them all off, but it is a lot. So check all of our socials. We have some incredible partners. I can't find the list right now. We have some incredible partners, and we have some incredible sponsors we'll be announcing on our socials that sponsored individual talent and wrestlers. And so we are so excited and thankful for them as well. So we have so much going on. Enjoy the July 17th Taco Festival. We got July 31st Play Hard, Hustle Harder show. Go get tickets today. Bring your friends, your family. It's going to be beer, great fun, great wrestling. And I can't wait to see you all there. And until next time, join us for On a Mission every Tuesday, where you get all the dish. You don't want to miss it. I'm Emily May. Go follow me on all my socials. Thank you so much for joining me on this Tuesday. I'll see you all soon.